and flows of angel hair, and ice cream castles in the air, and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way, but now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. I've looked at life from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all.
It is our sparkly day. So let's take the energy of that beautiful song into an invocation. So close your eyes and feel the truth that was so beautifully expressed. I've looked at clouds from both sides, and I really don't know clouds. I've looked at love from both sides, and I really don't know love. I've looked at life from both sides, and I really don't know life. Allow those truths to activate you right now. I really don't know. And as we lean into not knowing, we open ourselves to explore understanding and will. So let your heart open, let your mind open, let your very being open to not knowing in order to know more. So with an open heart and an open mind, we say, and so it is, and so we begin. That song, I knew we were doing that song. Such a great choice and such a beautiful, beautiful rendition of it. Oh my gosh. But that, it really just, it got me. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing. Here, Joe, fix me. Oh, maybe it's down here. Fix me, Joe. Who feels like that? Who wishes they had a Joe to fix them? I know, right? Who wishes we had a Joe to fix life? Yeah, right? Joe does. Oh my goodness. But I want to just like lean into that because I really felt that. I felt that this week, didn't you? What a weird week. What a bizarre week. But I really felt that song in a new and different way because of y'all that did it. So, and of course, how perfect, thank you, Larissa, that we're talking about understanding and will. And the best time to activate understanding is from a place where we know we don't know. So the only thing that I know is I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything. I know a lot, but I know nothing. All I know is I don't know the rest of the story. Remember that voice? And the rest of the story. I didn't do it very well, but you all that have memory of it, you know that voice, right? So when we lean into not knowing, it activates a place in our being and in our brain that allows us to come into spiritual understanding in a way that you cannot access when you stand here and say, I know. I know. I know what I know, and I know what I know is right. And that makes everybody else wrong, right? No. It doesn't. It makes me clear about what I think I know. You know. The story, the line I say often is the story I'm making up about this. And I started using that probably 20 or 25 years ago when I was playing with my first introduction to meaning making. But what it does for me is it opens my mind to realize that it's just my own brain making stuff up. I almost said something else. Making stuff up. So when we lean into the powers of understanding and will, we have to remember that they are our divine faculties, not our limited human understanding or our limited will. So understanding basically is what is mine to know, and will is what is mine to do. What is mine to choose? What is mine to know? What else can I know? What else can I know? What else can I know? Do you feel how that opens your mind? That opens your mind, hopefully and potentially, in expansion. And every time we're expanding expansively, we can be open to something new. If we're not expanding, we're contracting. We're contracting every time we think we know what's right, every time we judge, every time we're locked into our human understanding, all of that is contractive. So we're bypassing contraction by the simple work of expansion. So if you're contracted, notice where you are, like in your life, like I'm contracted when I'm angry, when I'm fearful, when I don't know, or when I don't know that I don't know, right? When I begin to know that I don't know, I can expand. But I'm contracted when I'm reactive. I'm contracted when I'm not in the flow. But every time you notice that you're contracted, you can stop. And a simple action, do it with me. Like, make your fists. Like, I'm contracted. It goes into your shoulders, it goes into your brain, it goes into your heart. It's like, I'm contracted. Oh, cool. I notice I'm contracted. Let me open my hands. Let me open my chest. Let me drop my shoulders. It can be that simple. Every time I notice and I can expand, then I open to a new awareness. So we're exploring today the two pillars, right? Understanding and will go hand in hand. Understanding first is the ability to know, not human knowing, but to know a bigger spiritual truth. Even the biggest spiritual truth that we know at any given day is the tip of an iceberg of what else we can know. It is ever evolving because we are ever evolving, and if we're not evolving, we're what? Contracting, which means dying. Biology says we're either evolving or dying, right? So we want to keep evolving no matter where we are on our journey. So the power of understanding is in the front of the brain. Will is close up here too, but understanding first, represented by the color gold, thereby the bling, right? Thank you, powers, that we can bring bling in now and again, right, Bev? Yes. I mean, we can bring bling in any day we want, but thank you to the power of understanding. Represented by the disciple Thomas. Well, Thomas is also called Doubting Thomas. Thomas is the one that says, I'm not going to believe it until I see it. Thomas is the one I want to know. I want to know why. Tell me more. Tell me more. But the divine faculty, the spiritual understanding, is what comes by his questioning. It's not saying, go be the doubting Thomas. It's saying, come into a place of deeper understanding, of spiritual understanding. So Thomas's evolution through the doubter into the knower is what this faculty is represented by. As far as the female, the feminine aspect of understanding is represented by Martha, sister of Mary, sister of Lazarus. So Mary was the one who wanted to sit at the feet of Jesus, and Martha was busy cleaning house. And she's mad at Mary. She's like, I need help cleaning. Jesus is coming. I need help. Why are you sitting there? But Martha's understanding comes not from entirely the physical, but the physical and the spiritual. So her understanding comes in the spiritual. It's not only about doing, it's about doing from a place of spiritual understanding. So understanding is our inner light. It reveals what is real, spiritually real, what is meaningful, what is nourishing. So it's like opening the refrigerator and the light comes on. Sometimes you see the most healthy, nourishing food and you go, yum. And other times you see, 3-week-old leftovers that have gone a little green or gray. So spiritual understanding will show you. It's like turning the light on in the refrigerator. Once the light is on, you can clean out what no longer serves and activate that which does and make that healthy meal. So the light reveals. Spiritual understanding reveals. In quantum and in new thought, we say that awareness shifts energy. We know that to be true. That which we focus on is what we see more of. When we become aware of something else, our energy body shifts. It brings clarity, clarity about the truth aligns your inner field with possibility. So when we are clear, when we have clarity about understanding of a spiritual truth, that can align us into infinite possibilities. But often, as we get clear about a new understanding, well, often as in only always, when you get a new understanding, you have to let go of an old understanding. And so there's a release process in expanding our understanding, like cleaning out the fridge of the old food. You want to get rid of those leftovers that you're not going to eat. Put them away, throw them away, be done with them. So this week gives us the opportunity to practice spiritual understanding, right? Obviously, there was shootings. There was a shooting, and there was the school shooting, and then there's all the rhetoric of everybody has an opinion. And some are right and some are wrong. Says who, right? Says your own brain, right? But what if there's a deeper understanding? What else is going on here? And here's the understanding that I come to have. Political violence is not okay ever. Stop killing each other. Just stop it. Now, I'm pretty sure nobody in this room is killing each other. But where are you killing yourself? Where are you killing each other in your brain, in your mind, in your consciousness? Where are we, those of us who are most spiritually enlightened and know the greater truth, are judging other people? Ouch. I told you I'd be meddling today. I told you I'd be meddling today. But really, we get very righteous in knowing what we know. But what if we don't know? What if we don't know what's really going on? What if we don't know anything? What if nothing we hear is the full truth? And we took that as a good thing. Could we open our hearts? Could we have more compassion? Could we be the ones that say we stand for love and we stand for kindness? Because we understand there's only one God and all people are of God, and we don't care what you believe, who you believe in, who you love, what color you are, what belief system, where country. We don't care because you are a child of God. Everybody. And I think what's wrong in our world today is this sense of righteousness, this sense of separation. And what we see is more and more and more divisiveness. But we believe in something bigger than that. So what if we're being called to something bigger than that? What if that's what this week is about? Then, no, stop. Just stop. And not from a place of judgment, because we're really good at judging. Jesus said, why do you worry about the speck in somebody else's eye when you have a log in your own eye? What if we were to take care of our own logs? Well, what's our logs? Our own logs are our own judgments, our own resentful, our own, remember when we did a year ago outward mindset, and we realized how often we put people in a box? And in that box, they become obstacles or vehicles or irrelevant to what we want. What if we were to just step off the righteousness of that box we've put people in and come back to, I don't know anything, but I want to know love. I have seen from both sides, and what I know is I don't know at all. But I want to know love. I want to see love. I want to see compassion. I know that our God is a mighty God. That sounds outside and anthropomorphic, but I know that God is the very essence of the universe, and that God is good all the time, and it's not a guy in the sky judging, and it's not a guy in the sky controlling, and it's not a guy in the sky in any way, shape, or form, but it's that very essence of being in me that's calling me to go, what is up with the world? Where can we bring more understanding so that we come together? I mean, what if this whole reason for being on the planet, we say it's to make manifest the glory of God, but that's not over above somebody else who believes something different? But what if it's us that opens our hearts? Not to condone bad behavior, never to condone bad behavior, but to stop being the judge of what we think is bad. Oh, I can hear the arguments. I can hear them in my own head because we know that was wrong. And we know that's bad. And we know what we know. But what if we don't know it all? I keep wanting to point at you and have you sing that chorus again. Or the, I don't know it all. Okay, I won't do that. So the question really, as we're leaning into understanding, is where am I holding judgment today? I mean, you know, we're meddling, so we might as well go for it. Just notice it, not with a need to fix it quite yet, but just notice it. Just notice where that makes you uncomfortable. Notice where this week made you uncomfortable. The uncomfortable is like the edge of a next evolution of consciousness. What else can I bring here? What else can I see here? So hold that, and then we step to will. Understanding becomes the doorway to knowing. Will becomes the ability to walk through, to choose, to take action. So we open the door with understanding, and with will we walk through. So will is also up in the front part of the brain. We used to say it was more right and left. Now we say it's a little bit front and a little bit behind, but, you know, go forehead. Just, that's good enough, right? Will is the color silver. Will is represented by Matthew. We love Matthew. Matthew's the disciple who was the tax collector. He was, the more taxes he collected, the more commission he got. True. And yet Jesus called him, and he laid that life down for a higher will, for a higher awareness, for deeper understanding, and he followed. The feminine is Queen Esther, and she risks everything to choose a higher alignment from a place of courage and devotion. Will is the power to step into alignment, to turn inner clarity into action. It's the power to choose. The power to choose. Again, we're not talking about human will or personal will. My personal will says I want what I want when I want it, right? Higher will, divine will, is something different than that. When I was in seminary 27 years ago now, yeah, I started when I was 6. I think. The math doesn't work any way around it, does it? But I had a mantra. We had lots of chants, and we were doing lots of chants. But my mantra at that time, and I remember walking around the grounds and really being in this like 24/7 for the first couple years, right? I will my will to be thy will. I will for my will to be thy will. I will my will to be thy will. Well, what is thy will? So I was sitting there with that this week, and I'm like, it's not quite working for me anymore. My belief system has changed a little bit. But yet, as we're talking about the power of will, what is divine will? What is a greater will? What if it's love? What if it's kindness? What if it's forgiveness? What if it's compassion? What if it's coming into alignment and choosing from a place that doesn't make any logical sense. Now, my life has been lived with a covenant with Spirit, basically, my will to be thy will, but also it's like if the doors, I made a covenant with Spirit many years ago, 1994, that's a long time, that said basically, if you, Spirit said to me, if you follow, I will lead. And so doors have opened and I've gone through them. Many times that make no logical sense. Many times that people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, I'm going through the door. That's aligning my will with God's will. But God's will is not personal. It's not personal for one belief over another. It's not personal over one action over another. Jesus, the whole reason for his being on the planet was to bring love. The first commandment, the second commandment, the third commandment, love. 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 Well, how can you love what's so wrong? Well, maybe you don't love the action. Maybe we're here to create a field of love so big and so deep and so powerful that it radiates out and touches people's hearts. Maybe that's what we're here to do. I don't know. I mean, I got nothing. I don't know. I know that I know nothing, right? But the power of will aligned with Spirit, and we're more than halfway through the power, so we've had to awaken all the other ones to get to understanding and will. As we lean into the power of will married, dancing with the power of understanding, can we rise up from our humanity? Can we take a stand for the awakening of humanity? Can we be part of the tipping point into oneness, tipping out of separation? Because it looks like we might tip back further into separation, which is where we see the violence and the hatred and the rage and the incomprehensible things of the world. That's all from a world of separation. But what if separation is just a belief system? That we are here right now on this planet to transcend. What if that's our work? Then what do we have to do right here? So as we weave will and understanding, I have a joke, because it's a little heavy. This is a funny joke. I have to warn you in advance, so you're ready to laugh, okay? Which might mean, anyway. Why did the kid bring a map to his bedroom? He understood where his toys were, but needed the will to navigate the Lego minefield. I warned you, sort of. Marrying will and understanding is kind of like peanut butter and chocolate. Individually, they're wonderful. Together, they are divine. So understanding and will, understanding opens the doorway, will walks us through it. So most of us really believe that our worldview is the only worldview. But if we were to take spiritual understanding and know that the world is like a disco ball, right? Picture the disco ball. And our worldview is just one little glimmer of the totality. Then perhaps we can begin to understand that there's more to see, that there's more to know. We're never going to know it all. But if we lean in with the possibility that there is more to know, we open, we expand, we become expansive into different possibilities. Feel into that truth for you. Feel into the possibility that our own judgment, that our own righteousness is keeping us from a deeper, broader understanding. Now, I wanted to be really clear. I never condone violence in any way, shape, or form. So they're just never. And I stand for love. And I stand for compassion and kindness and grace, even when I can't see it. So there's two statements I want to give you to activate new levels of consciousness and awareness. So when something happens and you go, wait, what? Or you have that immediate reaction, that is wrong. And you were wrong for saying that and that and that and that about this, and it's wrong. That immediate reaction, activate it with a pause. Go, oh, wow. What else can I see here? Two statements. There must be a good reason for that. There must be a good reason for that. There must be a good reason for that. And second, all I know is I don't know it all. All I know is I don't know it all. Say it with me. All I know is I don't know it all. I don't know it all. I don't know it all. So what truth am I being called to understand today? What truth are you being called to understand today? And what choice can I make from that deeper truth? And what choice can I make from that deeper truth? I'm not here to tell you, I know you want me to, what new understanding you can take today. I'm not here to tell you what new truth is now true for you. I only know for me. There's a lot of people in the room today. There's a lot of different truths in the world today. But if we're leaning into a greater truth would be more God, more spirit, more awareness. What truth could I see today? And what action could I choose today? And then that brings the magic. Because even one little step ripples personally, relationally, universally. And that will move us into a more expansive and empowered life. Expansive and empowered life. That's what we're doing by activating and awakening all our 12 powers. It's also a course you're going to hear about, an opportunity. I'm going to tell you about it in a few minutes, but not now. To begin to lean into your own more expansive, more empowered way of being. Remember, understanding illuminates, will empowers. Together they guide us in the sacred dance of conscious living. So let's take a collective breath. Whew. Shake it off, or shake it in. Shake it in. How about that? Who's going to take one empowered step today? Anybody? Okay, a couple hands. Okay, that's enough. That's a few. That's enough to begin to tip this congregation, right? But let's take these ideas into a time of meditation so that we can integrate them and begin to embody them. Let that energy settle. Feeling everything that's been pushed up for you today. Feeling everything that's been pushed up for you this week. And creating the field to allow it to tell the truth about it. And then to expand in awareness. Feeling the powers of understanding and will in the front of your forehead. Understanding illuminates, opens doorways, will chooses to walk through those doorways. Let understanding and will expand your field and open your heart. And what is one thing, one empowered action you can do what empowered thought you can have. Let it come from the depths of your being, not your human thought. Divine will chooses love, forgiveness, compassion, kindness. Divine understanding helps us see humanity's at a choice point. What choice will you make with this new understanding? Allow yourself to go even deeper, finding a point of stillness. Imagine that we all chose love, that we all chose oneness. And imagine that that tips the world. And imagine that tipping point touching every mind, every heart, every soul. In an infinite possibility. And feel that tipping point of love surrounding the globe, every place, every country, every person, with a peace, the peace that passes human understanding. And let that peace that is encircling our globe come all the way back around and wash over this ministry. And wash over you. Coming down through your crown, filling your body, coming up from the earth, filling your body, opening your heart, softening the jagged places, filling the empty ones, gently releasing the grime of limitations or judgments. Leaning into being lifted by this peace that passes human understanding. Enfolded in spiritual understanding. Feel the spiritual will calling you to choose. to choose something. And of all of it, we feel the stillness. And we feel that peace washing over us, knowing, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. And with gratitude we say, and so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.